An interesting word, to exist, comes from Latin, exist. Ex means
what holds most people back isn't the world around them, it's the world within. It's the silent doubts, the I'm not good enough, the this is just who I am. These are the voices that keep you small. But if you can quiet those doubts, even for a moment, you'll discover something incredible. There's another version of you waiting to emerge. A version that's more courageous, more resilient, and more powerful than you've allowed yourself to imagine. The limits we perceive are often self-imposed and can be overcome. This truth is both liberating and challenging. It's liberating because it means the boundaries you face are not fixed, they are malleable. But it's challenging because overcoming those limits requires effort, courage, and a willingness to challenge your own mind. Most people live within a framework of limitations they've created over time. These limits are shaped by personal experiences, societal expectations, and the words or actions of others. Perhaps you've been told you're not talented enough, or you've internalized a failure as evidence that you shouldn't try again. These beliefs, while powerful, are just that, beliefs. They are not absolute truths, but constructs of the mind. Think about this. Have you ever been surprised by your own capabilities? Maybe you faced a situation where you thought, I can't do this, only to find yourself succeeding despite your doubts. That moment of surprise wasn't magic, it was a glimpse of what happens when you push past the mental barriers you've created. If you've done it once, you can do it again. The first step to overcoming self-imposed limits is awareness. Ask yourself, what stories am I telling myself? These stories often masquerade as facts, but when you examine them closely, you'll see their flaws. For example, a thought like I'm not good at public speaking might stem from a single uncomfortable experience, not an inherent truth about your abilities. Once you identify these limiting beliefs, you can start to dismantle them. But awareness alone isn't enough. You need action to break free. Consider the people you admire, the ones who seem fearless, successful, or extraordinary. Do you think they never felt fear or doubt? Of course not. They just didn't let those feelings define their actions. They stepped forward anyway, often into the unknown, trusting that growth would follow. Here's a secret: the limits you face aren't walls, they're thresholds. And thresholds are meant to be crossed. When you approach these boundaries with determination, you'll find they're not as solid as they seemed. Every step beyond your comfort zone expands your view of what's possible. It's like climbing a mountain. The higher you go, the broader your perspective becomes. This process isn't easy, and it doesn't happen overnight. But with consistent effort, you'll notice a shift. Tasks that once seemed impossible will become achievable. The fears that once held you back will lose their grip. And most importantly, you'll realize that the limits you once saw were never external, they were internal. In the end, the greatest challenge is not the world outside, it's the battle within. By challenging your beliefs, stepping into discomfort, and refusing to settle, you'll discover that your potential is far greater than you've ever imagined. Your limits are only as real as you allow them to be, and with determination, they can be overcome. Growth requires stepping into discomfort and challenging our current beliefs. This idea is at the core of personal transformation, yet it's something most people instinctively resist. Why? Because discomfort feels threatening, and challenging our beliefs can feel like losing a part of ourselves. However, if we're serious about evolving into the best version of ourselves, we must embrace discomfort as a teacher and question the very foundations of how we see the world and ourselves. Imagine for a moment a seed buried in the soil. For it to grow into a towering tree, it must break out of its shell and push through layers of dirt. This is not a comfortable process. The seed doesn't know what lies above the soil, yet it continues to grow, driven by an inherent need to fulfill its potential. We are no different. To grow, we must break through the barriers of comfort and familiarity that keep us stuck. Discomfort is not your enemy, it's a signal that you're stepping into new territory. Think about any significant accomplishment in your life. Chances are it required you to stretch beyond what felt easy or safe. Whether it was learning a new skill, pursuing a career opportunity, or having a difficult conversation, growth demanded that you face the unknown. Each time you did, you expanded your capacity for more. But it's not just about action, it's about mindset. Growth also requires us to challenge our current beliefs, many of which are deeply ingrained and go unquestioned for years. These beliefs act as a lens through which we view the world, shaping our decisions and limiting our possibilities. For example, a belief like "I'm not a creative person" might prevent someone from exploring art or innovation, not because they lack creativity, but because they've accepted a false narrative. To challenge these beliefs, you need to become curious. Ask yourself, where did this belief come from? Is it really true? What if the opposite were true? This process can feel uncomfortable because it shakes the foundation of who you think you are. But remember, growth is about becoming more, not staying the same.
And as you invite that into your life, it can and will transform even.
Stepping into discomfort and questioning beliefs isn't just about personal development, it's about unlocking possibilities. The people who achieve extraordinary things are not inherently different from anyone else. They've simply learned to see discomfort as a sign of progress and questioning as a path to freedom. They understand that clinging to outdated beliefs or avoiding challenges only leads to stagnation. Here's the truth: the life you dream of exists just outside your comfort zone. It's on the other side of the limiting beliefs you hold onto for security. When you embrace discomfort and challenge your assumptions, you open the door to growth, creativity, and transformation. So step into the unknown. Lean into the challenges. Question everything you think you know about yourself and the world around you. It won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Growth demands courage, and when you summon that courage, you'll discover that you're capable of far more than you ever imagined. True potential lies beyond fear and self-doubt. This simple but profound truth is often what separates those who achieve greatness from those who settle for mediocrity. Fear and self-doubt are universal emotions. Everyone feels them at some point. However, the difference lies in how we respond to these feelings. Are we controlled by them, or do we confront and rise above them? If you truly want to unlock your potential, you must learn to see fear and self-doubt not as roadblocks but as stepping stones. Fear often masks itself as practicality. It whispers, "This is too risky," or "You're not ready yet." But let's be honest, how often are these fears grounded in reality? More often than not, fear is a projection of worst-case scenarios, not a reflection of actual danger. It keeps us in a state of inaction, convincing us that playing small is safer than taking risks. Yet the truth is, staying stagnant carries its own risks: the risk of unfulfilled potential, missed opportunities, and a life lived below your capabilities. Similarly, self-doubt is a thief of possibility. It convinces you to question your worth, your abilities, and your dreams. But here's the paradox: the moments when you feel the most doubt are often the moments when you're on the brink of something extraordinary. Self-doubt arises because you're stepping into new territory, stretching beyond what feels familiar or comfortable. It's a natural response to growth, but it doesn't have to define you. The first step in overcoming fear and self-doubt is recognizing them for what they are: emotions, not facts. Just because you feel afraid or uncertain doesn't mean you're incapable. Feelings are temporary. They don't determine your abilities or your future unless you let them. Instead of running from these emotions, lean into them. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen often? You'll realize that even the worst-case scenario isn't as catastrophic as it seems. The second step is taking action in spite of fear and self-doubt. Action is the antidote to stagnation. Each time you take a step forward, no matter how small, you weaken fear's grip and build confidence. Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you cultivate through repeated action. As you prove to yourself that you can face challenges, your self-doubt begins to dissolve. Finally, remember that your true potential isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's not about eliminating fear or self-doubt entirely, but about learning to move forward even when they're present. The greatest achievers in history weren't fearless, they were courageous. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision to act despite it. Your potential lies on the other side of fear and self-doubt, waiting for you to claim it. Don't let temporary emotions hold you back from a lifetime of possibility. Face your fears, quiet your doubts. Take the leap, and you'll discover that you're capable of far more than you ever imagined. The journey won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Transformation begins with taking bold, consistent action. While inspiration and vision are important, they are not enough to create lasting change. Transformation doesn't happen by chance, it happens by choice, a choice to step forward, to act, and to keep moving even when the path is unclear. It is the combination of boldness in your decisions and consistency in your actions that turns dreams into reality. Bold action is the catalyst for change. It's the moment you decide to move beyond hesitation and fear, to take a step that feels daring or uncomfortable. These bold moves are necessary because they disrupt your patterns and push you out of your comfort zone. Whether it's starting a new project, making a significant career shift, or speaking up for what you believe in, bold action sends a powerful message you are ready for more. It's in these moments of courage that you begin to redefine who you are and what you're capable of. But boldness alone isn't enough. Bold action may ignite the fire, but consistency keeps it burning. Transformation is not a single moment, it's a series of choices made day after day. It's easy to feel motivated after taking a bold step, but the real test lies in maintaining that momentum. True growth comes from showing up even when it's difficult, even when the results aren't immediate, and even when the excitement fades. Consistency builds trust not just with others, but with yourself. Each time you follow through on a commitment, you reinforce the belief that you can rely on your own efforts. This self-trust is crucial for transformation because it fuels your confidence and resilience. On the other hand, inconsistency breeds doubt. When you start and stop without following through, you begin to question your own capability, making it harder to take bold action in the future. The combination of boldness and consistency creates a powerful cycle. Bold action opens new doors and creates opportunities. Consistent action allows you to step through those doors and fully realize the opportunities they present. Together they create momentum, a force that propels you forward, compounding your efforts over time. Transformation also requires patience and persistence. Bold, consistent action doesn't always yield immediate results. There will be setbacks, plateaus, and moments of doubt. But these are not signs of failure, they are part of the process. Every great achievement has moments of struggle. The key is to keep going, to keep showing up for yourself, even when progress feels slow. Remember, transformation isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about becoming a little stronger, a little wiser, and a little more courageous every day. Each small step adds up, and over time, those steps lead to significant change. So take the leap. Make the bold choice. Commit to the consistent effort. Your transformation doesn't happen in a single moment. It happens in the moments you choose to act, again and again. Through boldness and consistency, you'll not only transform your life, you'll transform into the person you were always meant to be. In the journey of growth and transformation, every step matters. It begins with recognizing that the limits we perceive are often of our own making and can be broken through with awareness and action. It requires us to embrace discomfort, challenge our beliefs, and see fear and self-doubt not as barriers but as signals of progress. Most importantly, it demands boldness to ignite change and consistency to sustain it. True transformation isn't a single, grand moment, it's the culmination of small, courageous decisions made every day. It's about daring to step into the unknown, trusting that each step forward, no matter how uncertain, brings you closer to your true potential. Remember, who you think you are is only the beginning. Who you can become is boundless, waiting to be discovered. So take the leap, rise above fear, act boldly, consistently, and with purpose. You are capable of far more than you imagine, and your transformation starts now with the choices you make today. Keep going, because beyond who you think you are lies the life you've always dreamed of living.